In this video, we're going to be comparing the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 against the Adidas Adizero Pro 4. What is up, everybody, and welcome to FORDY Runs. My name is Chris Ford, and I'm a running coach who loves to make YouTube videos about running shoes and other running stuff in general. So make sure you hit that subscribe button before you carry on with the rest of this video. Now, I want to do a quick video comparing these two shoes because the Pro 4 actually made me think of the Elite 2. Now, if you haven't seen on this channel, and as I say, make sure you subscribe. We've done a few videos about this shoe. I've raced a half marathon in this shoe. I've raced a 10K in this shoe. I've also done a long run in this shoe as well. So I feel like I've got a good understanding of it. I was lucky enough to get this shoe earlier in 2024 when they did the launch, or the sort of early launch for the Paris Olympics. And since then, I've been doing my best to sort of ruin it. But in fairness, it's held up pretty well. But like I said, look back over some of our older videos on this shoe. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to compare the stats and features of both. We're then going to take a closer look at each of them, and then I'm going to let you know which one I prefer and why. So the Elite 2 is 280 pounds. It weighs 221 grams. We've got the Incredible Run midsole, which is this new midsole formula in there. We've got a slotted full-length carbon plate, 39.5mm stack with an 8mm drop. And we've got this lovely breathable mesh upper. Then we've got the Pro 4, which is 220 pounds, 39mm stack in the heel with a 6mm drop. This shoe weighs 213 grams and doesn't necessarily fit true to size. We've got a new lightweight Light Strike Pro midsole in the shoe, and we've got a new geometry borrowed over from the Evo, which is we've also borrowed over the energy rod placement as well. Like I said, this doesn't fit true to size. We've got a new lacing system on the shoe. We've got a nice upper on here, including this light lock taping system that's there to add support. We've got a nice bit of Conti rubber as well on the outsole for good measure. Okay, so let's take a closer look at both. So there's the upper and the lacing on the Pro 4. Like I said, cheeky bit of Conti rubber, a much softer Light Strike Pro. There's your energy rods, and we've got that written on the back. Then we've got this upper, which I think is beautiful. We've got Saucony written on the midsole. We've got this stitched in tongue design. Decent rubber coverage on the outsole. Full-length carbon plate, like I said, and an even softer midsole. Okay, so right, let's start with the Elite 2. Now, it's well documented on this channel that unfortunately for me, I have an issue in terms of rubbing with this shoe. It gave me major problems at a 10K I did recently. So much so that my small toe actually became a really big toe. Yeah, and you guys have told me to tape it and all this sort of stuff, but I don't really like taping my feet up. But I absolutely love this ride of this Incredible Run midsole, so I'm actually thinking about doing that. This shoe, this foam is epic. I can't tell you the feeling of it because as soon as you step into it, you think this is going to be really unstable and I'm going to be all over the place. But for some reason, it works beautifully well. You are able to carry such speed in the shoe, it feels epic. The bounce back and the feeling that you're getting from this compound is so good and so smooth actually. Despite the almost instability feeling of it, it's incredible. It really is. The bounce back you get from this foam is like nothing else out there. But there is a shoe that's pretty close. This Light Strike Pro did make me think of the Elite 2 when I put it on, especially on that long run that I did where I was running through my paces. When I got to those lower paces in that run, again, go on Strava, follow me, check it out. You can look into all my runs, all that sort of stuff. But at the lower paces, this felt, I wouldn't say the same, but it felt just as bouncy, just as responsive as the Elite 2. It really was a great ride, and it made me think, it made me smile actually, oh, this is really like the Elite 2. Could this be the marathon shoe for me? Because I don't feel confident enough to run the Elite 2 in a marathon because of that toe issue. And that's why this Light Strike Pro, this bouncier, lighter feeling Light Strike Pro with the energy rods and, as I say, this much more aggressive rocker in the shoe, it just felt great, and it made me think of the Elite 2, which is a huge compliment for this shoe because I love this shoe. So I think personally where I'm at, I think this is going to work better for me if I can get the sizing correct. But I think for you guys, this is an absolute weapon of mass destruction. I'm thinking if you can get on with this and this works for you, this could just outweigh the Pro 4 in terms of performance. But I think the Pro 4 is a little bit more of a complete package because of the, I don't know, the sort of, yeah, the overall versatility of it versus this. Now look, we're going to put 2 races through this shoe, and I'll come back and let you know a little bit more detail when we do the performance review, if I'm still sticking with that. But at the moment, I think my preference is the Pro 4. I do think this is a phenomenal shoe. It's a game changer actually for Saucony. This really is a great racing shoe, a great marathon shoe, but you've got to be aware of the sizing. And actually it's a similar thing here, I suppose, because of the sizing. But if I can dial this in, I wouldn't go up to a 10 in this, to be honest with you. This is just the fact that it's narrow and it cuts in here. I think if I go up to a 10 in this, I might get away with it, because I had a similar sort of thing with the New Balance SC Elite, and I went up to a 10 and it was absolutely fine. So that's what I'm thinking of doing with here. And if I do get that dialed in, then I think I've got the ultimate marathon shoe for me, because I'm getting the Light Strike Pro, the softer feeling, the sort of bounce back ability that I get off of this, but in a package that's a little bit more versatile for me. Does any of that make any sense? Hopefully it does. So look, there we go. That's where I'm at currently with this. But as I said, I am going to report back. I want to get 2 races done in the Pro 4. I think it's a racing shoe, so we need to get some races in it. But like I said, I've done some racing in the Elite 2. I've done that long run. I've done some other faster workouts in the Pro 4. So I'm okay in terms of where I'm at with both shoes. But I think to make my ultimate mind up, actually, to be totally transparent, I need to do those races in the Pro 4 to get an overall view. But right now, sitting here, after all the information that I've got with the marathon paces that I've done in the Pro 4 and the workouts that I've done, for me at the moment, I'm siding with the Pro 4 versus the Elite 2. And that's purely because, as I said, it cuts in here quite aggressively, and that's causing an issue for my smaller toe, which is a shame, because this is a great shoe, people. I really have put it through its paces, and it's a really fun, fast shoe. But I don't know, there was just something about that on that long run that I did where this just felt marathon happy. And if I've got confidence to run that in the marathon, well, that should show in my times. Okay team, so there we go. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave me today, and I shall catch you all later.